should be better. Yeah, I'm actually cutting at another two at the moment, which just does. I want some backup ones. Anyway, I got this rectangular stuff. I got this rectangular stuff, which is in my. I actually cut a piece off. It's in here. It's quite long, as you can see. I've cut a piece off it now, and this is my shuttle, which I made another holder for it, so I could slice it easily, and it's nice and snug in there. It's really nice and snug, it won't fall out, so I can line it up to my on my cutting table. I've got I made a little measuring post, actually. Basically, this little thing here, I'll take the cover off a minute. When the shuttle's in, it comes through and it goes up against that post there, and that measures it exactly to the right measurements. This little thing here. But anyway, I'll put the other shuttle back in there right now. Not a lot to show you really. But anyway, the piece I cut off it, I stuck it in this coil to try to magnetise it with that, because the piece I cut off, which is exactly the same length actually as my other round Alnicos are, if you look, it fits exactly on the width of that bobbin, and it's basically about it's about two of those round Alnicos widths. Right. Anyway, the short story is, whereas these round ones have got a lot of polarisation when I split the fields, as you can see from the gauge. I can flip it around quite easily. I have to reverse it now. Right, now the positive pole will be on the other side now, so I'll flip this around, and as you can see, now it's on the other side. Right, you have a reverse biasing. No, I'll just do that again. Now I flipped it again. I'll reverse this around. Now it's on this side. Now, to do exactly the same thing with this bar, right, magnets on there, at the bottom, polarise both the ends. What do we have? Bugger all, actually. I have to tilt I have to use the gravity to help it a bit, because it's weak, very weak actually. But I can flip it, but it's very weak. Oh, I haven't flipped it, it's still the other way. Now if you turn it around, As you can see, it's very weak. It doesn't elevate, there's not enough energy to lift this thing, so yeah, it's a fail. The rectangular ones are no good, basically. So, but at least we've got the round ones, which is the ones I'm planning on using all along. I even put this in this coil, which it will actually fit, but the round ones won't fit in this coil because they're a bit wider. But I even put it in this coil, which is why it was in there when I started, to try to electromagnetize it with a pulse. As you can probably guess from my results and my optimism, it didn't work. it didn't flip it at all. I put 12 volts lithium ion batteries across this coil and pulsed it, and yeah, well, this particular Alnico, it must be, I don't know, I'll get it out again if I can. It must be less polarized or something. Maybe it goes sideways, I don't know. But it is a guitar. It's just for guitars. It's a guitar humbucker or something. What do you call it? Humbucker or something? I don't know. But it's like I can actually magnetize it sideways as well. But still, again, it's weak. It's not strong at all. I can magnetize it, it's just not strong. It's not as strong as the round ones are. So anyway, so just a little update. At least it took me well, I did notice one thing when I was cutting this. It actually cut a lot faster than the round ones. So this appears to be a little bit softer material. This Alnico seems to be a little bit milder than the other round Alnicos, which take a lot more cutting than this one did. And I had a lot more material to get through to cut this actually. So, and I got a good job. I made a good job of it actually. It came out well. To give you a rough idea on the cutting dimensions, let's see. Now, this is the original face, this side and the left side. This is the original faces on the, that's 12.56. These are the original faces. 12.56, it's all the way down there, right? Original faces. The sides that are cut are actually, it's this face here which I actually cut off. So let's measure that. 13.5 millimeters. Right, 13.5 millimeters on that edge. Let's go up. On this edge. Get it squared up. Now look at how accurate that is. 13.53. So from that edge to that edge where I cut it off, I actually got an accuracy of 0.03 millimeters on my cutting table. So this is the, you can see this is the edge I cut, because if you look, there's a bit of let's see if I can get this on the magnifying glass. You can see the slight scoring on there. So that's the edge. That's the edge I cut there. And putting the calipers on, trying to get it even. Supposed to rock it about, as I say, it's held in there. 13.5, and we'll turn it around and pull it down the other one. It's actually still holding there. 13.52. So 0.2 of a millimetre accuracy to cut that piece off. That is actually quite incredible for a homemade cutting table. How accurate I got that square all the way along that edge. Yeah. And obviously I use some of my little pieces here to help keep it square, because this sort of pushes up against the back of there and helps to keep everything squared up. So that's on the inside actually, and this is the outside where it would have been cut. And I had another one actually on this side, but it got cut off when I put that other piece off. I'll leave that in there and it won't get lost. So it's a bit early for Shubas, but I'll say a bit and give him a link if he hasn't seen it. He probably can't watch record. Oh, I don't think he can. Oh, damn it. Oh well. I really need to get myself sorted out and go and get some food or something. I need to get coffee as well. I've nearly out of coffee.